All right, so here is this gap in our fence right here, and deer come through this every night and walk. They've even got a path here, and they just walk and they head on down there. Trouble is they keep stopping and eating everything in our yard. So if I can get them to just walk down that road right there and not come through this hole in the fence, they may just pass my house completely and I don't have to worry about it. So here's the plan for this video. Is I've already gone ahead and unhooked the fence around this pole, and I've sprayed the ground right here at where I need to drill this hole. So I've got this Harbor Freight Predator auger, and I'm gonna use that to drill a hole right there, and that should give me the right spacing that I can put a gate on here. And I'm gonna do a double gate, one on top of each other, so it's tall enough so the deer don't jump it, because they really jump anything that seems like 6+ feet, and just trying to keep them out. So this fence is tall enough all the way down. It's just that right here there's this gap and they like to come through here. So I'll put you on the tripod here and you can watch as I drill this hole out, and then tomorrow or an upcoming day I will put a post in there, we'll concrete it in, and then you'll see the process of putting the gate on it and the finished product. So anyway, let's get started on this hole. All right, everybody, let me give you an update on this project that I've got going on here, and I'll bring you along today as I finish it up. I still need to go to the store and pick up a few things for what I want to do here, but let me show you. So I know for you it was just a second ago, but I dug this hole with the auger, and you can see now it is filled with concrete, and the trouble is I got it straight, so you can see I put it straight, but the pole that the door is hanging on is not quite straight. So just have to do a little interesting things here with the hinges. This one's just straight in, but this one I have to kind of offset it a little bit to get it to line up a little bit better over here on the hinge or on the post side. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is I need to buy a latch that'll go right here in place of that chain. We'll get a latch that goes right there, and then down here at the bottom I've got a lot of space. I'm going to get some chains or something that will hang down along here just to kind of go to the ground. It's not really to prevent any animals from going through. It's mostly meant, well, I guess some animals, the deer, trying to keep the deer out from coming through there. So that's what I'm going to do. I need to remove that T-post that's in the middle right here, this T-post. Need to remove that. Need to remove this piece of wood up at the top right there so that that gate can flow open and close freely. And we'll bury that up, level it out a little bit, and then this project will be finished. But I'll bring you along as I do those things. I do need to go to the store and grab the chains and things that I need so that I can finish this up. But I will, after I get all that, then we'll bring you back in. All right, everybody. Hey, so it is a little bit later in the day now. Same day as when I came out and showed you the concrete that I put in this hole for this post. But the next thing I want to do on this gate here, you can see I've mounted it quite high. Normally this bottom of this gate would be right on the ground, or pretty close to it anyway. But really the purpose of this is not to keep dogs or whatever out of here. It's to keep deer from getting into the yard. Now, this fence goes down here and then it just ends. Deer can come around the other way, but what I find is every night deer like to follow the same path, and they keep coming through this big field out here. It's a golf course through this big field out here. They come across and they come through here every night. And when they're up here in my yard, as they work their way down out of the canyon here, they munch on everything in the yard. So the plan is I'm hoping that if they aren't coming through right here, that they will keep walking down the road and pass by the house and not stop for a little snack in my yard. Now, it is possible that they could come around and still come up into the yard, but I think if this path isn't here, then they won't do that. Now, the other important thing to remember here is we still want to have access. We like to go on walks up in the golf course up here occasionally. So I wanted to keep a gate here. What was here before is this fence just came over here, and there was this opening between this post and there. We could slide through there and deer would come through that all the time. So that's our plan, is to block this off but still have a gate. So that's why I'm putting that in here. But to just kind of give the appearance that this is closed right here, I'm going to measure from the ground up to here. It looks like about 21 inches ought to do it. If they're 21 inches long, I have some PVC pipe that's gray that is just sitting in the yard. I'm not going to be using it. So I'm going to cut them all at 21 inches. And they'll hang down from here. I'll just strap them on, one on each one of these. I'll just strap it on right there. They'll hang down. They'll match the color pretty close. I mean, they're a little bit lighter, but they'll match the color of this. They'll be hanging down here, and they'll be free swinging, but I think it will give the appearance of any deer or baby deer or anything that wants to go through here, maybe even dogs or cats or anything. But I don't really care if they go through, but it'll just give the appearance that this is blocked off the rest of the way. So that's what I'll do. 21 inches, let's go cut those, and then I'll drill a hole in those. We'll just probably strap them on here with probably just zip ties for now. We'll see how long those last. If they go bad, I can get metal zip ties or some other way to strap it on there, but that's what I'll do. I was thinking of hanging chains down here, but no need. We'll see how long the PVC lasts. It's a good, cheap, easy start. I already have the stuff, and that's what I like to do is if I've already got it, let's just use what I've got. So anyway, let's go cut the PVC, 21 inches. So here's the PVC that I want to use. I've got several of them right over here. This has even been run over a few times because it kind of sits out in the way. So let's start by getting us a nice clean end here. Let's see if this is sharp at all. Okay, and 21 inches. So right there at the 3 that I can see, cut this here. And I think I need 14 of these. A lot better than just having it sit out there in the sun and rot. It might as well be hanging off that gate and rotting. When I do that, you can use the first one as a pattern, but I want to keep using the first one in case The second one is just a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, that I'm not doing it off of that, because then it will just gradually keep getting longer or shorter. So that step is finished. Next thing to do is we gotta drill, I'm gonna drill a hole through each one of those, just up here at the top. And so then I can hang it up over there on the gate. So let's get drilling these holes. We are ready. I've got all of the pieces that I need. They're right over here. I've got all the pieces I need ready to drill the hole. So that's what we're gonna do. Just like that. Should be quick and easy. I'll pick the best edge to be at the top. Okay, here's all the PVC pieces that we just did, and now I just got to go grab some zip ties and we'll get these hanging off this gate. Should look pretty good. So we'll use this. Got the zip ties, I got purple ones. I decided that the multicolored wouldn't be as nice as I wanted it to be, even though this is just a home job anyway, but we're gonna go through here, around here, just like that. Doesn't need to be super tight or anything, because I want them to kind of swing. Okay, all right, that completes this section of it, and the next thing that we need to do is I need to install the latch up here. So we'll get all that stuff. We'll either do it right now or later tonight or maybe even in the morning, but I'll bring you back when we install the latch up there, and then that should pretty much complete this project. All right, good morning everybody. We'll get started on this really quick here. We can get this gate open here, and we're going to take this hinge. We're going to take this hinge right here and bring it out just a little bit to get it lined up. It's not quite in the right spot. And we'll unscrew it just one screw at a time. And take a look at what change it makes. Could actually come out another one. Maybe there. That looks really good. So we'll call that done with that. Okay, so now we put this part on. I'd like to put it down here. We'll see if that'll work because it's not ideal. It'd be better up here without the chain or the fence in the way. It's gonna be good. I've used this same kind of a latch system on all of my gates. I really like it. You can find this at Cow Ranch. Loosen that up just a little bit. Okay, that feels pretty tight. I'll go right in there and work nice. Okay, I've got the door adjusted where I want it. So now I just need to get the latch on the door in the right spot. And I think that's it right there. Okay. Perfect. We'll call that a win like that. All right, everybody. Thanks for catching me on the last part of this episode. What we're going to do tonight is finish up this fence. What I need to do is wrap this bottom part of this fence around this pole just to finish up so this isn't in the way right here. So what I'll do is I'll take this bottom half. I think this ought to work. It originally was wrapped clear around on here as well. On the stake that we pulled out earlier, the T stake. So I think this ought to work. I just bring this around here. Tighter, but it doesn't have to be crazy tight, just decent. Pretty much just like that. I think I'll do it. So I need to. So what I'm actually going to do is I've got this little tool right here. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, but it's designed that you have these twisty ties. A lot of times you'll see these with sheetrock, or not sheetrock, concrete work. And they'll have one of these, this little piece right here. It has a piece of wire with some loops already on it. The way that this works is you can pull these right together. Put this around. I just want to pull this in close. So I need to get as close as I can. Get this twist. Get the two ends pretty even with each other. It doesn't have to be exact. Put that hook on it like that. Place together. You can see just by pulling this. Sorry for the wind noise. And there you go. It twists and holds that nice and tight. We'll try another one here. So watch this one again. I'm gonna push this together close as I can get it. Bring this around so it's about in the middle where those two ends meet together. Put the hook through it. You can see it's tightened it right up nice there, and I like to tuck this piece out of the way so it doesn't snag on somebody coming by. But anyway, that gets that all nice and out of the way. Around the pole here, I'm going to put one on. I've got plenty of them, so I'll put one on all these. We are just finishing up getting the two halves just bound together so that they appear as one fence instead of one folded over on itself. But we'll put this last one in here, get it nice and snug. That looks pretty good. That's together. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good for what it is. Everybody, that is pretty much the end of this project. It's gone on for a little while, at least on my end. For you, maybe a little bit faster just because I was able to edit out a lot of the stuff. But anyway, this project is finished. I do need to put the little wire across the top, which is the barbed wire. I'll tighten that up. But other than that, it is pretty much done. Basically what we did, we dug the hole, filled it full of concrete, put a new post in here, took out the old, well, it was just a pass through, put in a gate, put these things on the bottom here to give the appearance that animals can't go through there. And it widens this up a little bit, makes it so we can get through there, put the fence back on this post, so it should last for a really long time now. So I guess that's it. Thanks for joining me, thanks for kicking it with me, and thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel. I'll catch you on the next project.